Hello, welcome to the Abomination Vault's campaign diary for session 27. Before we begin, I just wanted to announce, for those that missed the trailer, we will be starting a new series soon. The Gauntlet Ruins Tournament Invitational. This tournament will see our competitors race through the Gauntlet Ruins in an attempt to kill 3 targets in the shortest time possible. It's a bit different than what we've been doing on the channel so far, and is a great opportunity to see what kind of crazy builds people can come up with and how tactical the game can get. The brackets have been randomly determined and might include some familiar faces. I hope you look forward to it. Anyway, let's get into the session. Milo is missing this session, however, we do get Sesto back around halfway into the session. Having just killed Shimmergrin, the lurker in light, our heroes began to explore the surrounding area. They began with the southern door, which led into the abandoned guard post. I should mention here, this session we trialed a new approach to exploration actions. At the moment, a few of our members have their exploration actions set to search and investigate, while others are scouting or defending or whatever. Since members have chosen them specifically, they do the perceptions and the recall knowledges. However, it has created the issue that sometimes a character that is quite well suited to certain roles doesn't make one. So what we did instead was, whenever they enter a new room, everybody hears the description and then rolls either a perception check or a recall knowledge without swapping from their more useful exploration actions. We didn't use this new system often enough yet for me to make any claims about how effective it is in-game. You'll find out why soon. But I do instinctually prefer this. Since the abandoned guard post was, well, abandoned, there was nothing here to find. They moved through the room, opened the next door, and found the descending staircase. Since our heroes are currently level 4, this next floor is actually the level appropriate floor for them. But while I hoped they would head down soon, there is plenty more to do on this current floor for now.
Oh no!
Yeah, I think we should not go here.
Yeah, I thinking back to the last time we went downstairs without thinking, I'm feeling a bit of trauma. Maybe we just leave it for now. Come back another time.
I think we should check the area first, right?
Yeah, there's so much more to explore down here, surely.
Yeah, we still need to find some clues about your family. So I wouldn't abandon this just yet if, the devil said the truth.
True, yeah. I don't want that to hold us back on our actual job, though. It's kind of more if we have time. But I appreciate the thought. I do. Yeah, Gorgon, last time we found some stairs, and we went down them in the middle of a fight. We regretted it quite a lot. So even though you're quite resistant to some heavy hits, not like, jab you in the shoulder, are you okay if we don't go down here for now? Go maybe later, is that alright?
Righty, Will.
Closing this door, the group retreated. They decided to continue the research encounter and spent some time reading the books in this room. Multiple successes brought the group up to 10 points, which is enough to trigger their next threshold. The group learnt that Belcora was obsessed with gaining revenge on the city of Absalom after they cast her family out for having strong, aberrant bloodline and worshipping an unknown but apparently evil god. However, having spent many hours at this point reading cursed and occult tomes, the learned knowledge came at a price. Will saves were made, and May and Milo became cursed. This manifested in the form of constant flickering shadows and clawing shapes in their peripheral vision, causing them to take a -2 status penalty to all perception checks, including initiative. Removing curses can be a real challenge at this level, so I'm interested to see how they approach it.
What was that?
I don't really know how to say, but you two might be cursed. You are cursed, yes. It's not a might be, you're actually cursed. Probably from reading the book.
I'm gonna put the book that's currently in my hand just down on the table. Wait, you can get cursed from reading a book?
If they put something onto it, then yeah. I mean, everything in here is a little bit magical, as you know. We don't really know what Belcora was up to when she was in here and her minions were in here.
I mean, I guess we found out enough. We know that she was experimenting on people and things. I wouldn't put it past her to put a curse on a book in her damn sitting room. Right, so a curse then. How do we get rid of that?
Well, so right now we cannot do anything about it. However, if we either lift the source of the curse, which I am not sure what it would be in this case specifically, either that or we need to go to a very powerful cleric or, well, someone who can cleanse an affliction.
I mean, I wonder if someone in town can help, maybe? They've helped before.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe Rin or even one of the druids, who knows?
Alright, I guess until then, can I just... I'll probably want to check if what I'm seeing is real with you guys, if that's okay.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Just tell us when it's get a little bit too much and you need a break.
Once they were ready, they checked the private washroom, found nothing, and then moved into the northern hallway. Choosing the first door they came across, they tried to enter the room focused on Siege Castle history. They found the door was locked, but using the recently acquired Aradan key, they unlocked it and headed inside. Shelves lined the walls, while what appears to be a partially completed, or perhaps partially ruined, sculpture of a sprawling city sits atop a 5-foot diameter circular table. At the back of the room was a wooden statue resembling Belcora, and as our heroes entered the room, it snapped and cracked to life. Let's talk about this Wood Golem, because this thing was extremely dangerous, even against a group one level higher than they were supposed to be. I think golems, more so than most other creature types, are a challenge of information and team composition. Their resistances, immunities, and weaknesses, and their near full immunity to magic creates a situation where, until the group figures out the game of which element they're allowed to use, they're kind of stuck in a non-starter. And that's if they can even access that damage type from a spell. You can also then look to the recall knowledge rules as both the answer, but also a further challenge to overcome. Because if the group fails those checks, or don't even know the right questions to ask, the situation will only become more confusing and more dangerous. Let's take my group as an example. The fight kicks off, and they very quickly realize this guy is resistant to nearly all of what they're doing. The Thaumaturge makes a successful exploit vulnerability, so they learn that it has no weaknesses. Part of that success allows them to ask a question, so they also learn it's resistant to physical. Pretty good start. However, the party can't deal anything non-physical without spells. So while they know the resistance, they can't do anything about it without relying on magic. The fight continues for several rounds, and our heroes are doing very minimal damage, if they hit at all, and all the while they are taking a huge amount of damage themselves. But we'll get to the insane damage output soon. Eventually, Ornifex casts her one use of Moonbeam, which deals fire damage, and as such bypasses the golem's anti-magic and deals more damage than the spell typically would. That's good to know. However, the party members currently here are a monk, a champion, a thaumaturge, and a cleric that only had Moonbeam as a focus spell. So that was their one instance of fire spell damage. Now they're stuck making resisted physical attacks again. The fight continued for a long while, with very slow progress on our hero side. Meanwhile, they were being hit and crit a lot, with many of them going down and being brought back by potions. The main cause of this was the golem's splinter volley, which essentially lets it hit all 4 party members with a splinter attack, all at first multiple attack penalty. Understandably, they wanted to know more about this, so Ornifex did a recall knowledge and got a critical failure. Great, so now I'm actively lying about how this monster's abilities work. Many rounds later, the fight is still going on. The party members are up and down a lot. Ornifex uses one of her best damage spells. It doesn't do fire damage though, so nothing happens. She wants to know more, makes a recall knowledge roll, critically fails again. Again, I lie and tell her incorrect information. And remember, the players don't know that they're getting incorrect information, so they're believing this false statement and acting on them, turning this fight that already relies on them figuring stuff out into a very deadly battle. However, even if the Wood Golem didn't have all these confusing resistances and immunities, it hits like a goddamn truck. The Wood Golem has a plus 17 on its melee and a plus 16 on its ranged attacks. Luckily, the champion is one of redemption, so it can force that down to a plus 15 on the physical attacks due to its champion's reaction, but that's still a very big to hit bonus. My party have armor classes ranging from 16 to 22. They are a level higher than the adventure in 10s, so if they'd arrived on schedule, that'd be ACs ranging from 15 to 21. With those to hit bonuses, and the fact it can freely target 4 party members while ignoring multiple attack penalty on those rolls, means it absolutely tore through my party. I ended up self-imposing a cooldown on the Splinter Volley just to prevent a TPK. This thing literally cannot miss its attacks on our cleric, and it hits our champion on a roll of 5 or higher. I was actually so confused by this that when I originally wrote this section of the script, I assumed that the monster didn't keep to the monster building rules and was going to critique it, but it actually does. The AC, the hit bonus, saves, resistances, all align with the monster building rules that Paizo provides. So I suppose the fault lies with it being simply too high level? Well, maybe. I actually think the issue comes from the action economy it's been given and the near complete spell immunity. There's another level 6 creature on this floor that has similar numbers for its stats, but that one is limited to 1 attack per action, and it's limited by multi-attack penalty. By letting it target 4 creatures at the first multiple attack penalty for only 2 actions, with no limiters on how often it can do so, you're basically breaking the action balance of the creature. Every round, it can move to a spot where it can target all 4 creatures and then make a maximum accuracy attack against all of them. That doesn't really align with the action economy at all. Miraculously, our party did manage to bring the Wood Golem down, mostly thanks to May's striking rune, which they just happened to buy the day before. It took every single heal spell, every wand, every potion they had, and Ornifex and Milo were dying. The party had no way left to save them if the dice didn't go their way. However, Sesto had arrived, and in a truly fortuitous timing, he joined the group and managed to use his stabilize cantrip on both Ornifex and Milo. But they were still going to be unconscious for 3 hours. Obviously, they knew they couldn't stay here, so they carried their unconscious allies out of the Gauntlight to the Druids. Wallowin hurried over as soon as she saw the group carrying their fallen allies. What happened? What's going on? Are they okay?
Like, we need help. There was a golem in the tower. They're stable, but they need help.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Bring them over. She helps you rush them over.
I think Hornifex is the worst. Maybe start with her.
Okay, we can do that. The druids cast a heal spell on both the fallen heroes and return them to consciousness.
Oh, thank you so much. If you ever need anything, just let us know.
Of course. We're going to do whatever we can to help. A golem, you say?
Oh yeah, it was huge. It was made out of wood.
Golems can be real tricky to handle. You did good to get out of there.
Do you know how to handle them? Because we kind of struggled.
Oh, each type has a specific weakness. So you kind of have to fish around with different elements, and one of them will do a lot. One of them will heal them, and one of them will slow them. But other than that, they're just very hardy and completely immune to all magic aside from the correct types.
Wow, okay. I can see where we went wrong then. Do you think they'll both be okay?
She'll look over to Ornifex and Milo. They seem alright.
Good, then I guess, how's Sesto's dad doing? He's still here, right?
Oh yes, still here. He's doing well. We expect him to wake up any day now.
Good. If it's alright with you, are you okay if we just stay here to rest for a bit until the other two feel like they can move about a bit better?
Of course, yeah, the pond's welcome for anyone, it's not ours. The group decided to stay and heal by the pond. The druids could have helped, but Ornifex is actually a better healer than they are, so it was more efficient to just leave it to her. Once they felt better, they decided that they'd done enough exploring for today, and retreated to the Crow's Cask to relax. I tried to use this as an opportunity to show the town's support, as May especially has felt very unappreciated. People raised their glasses to them as they entered and gave them nods of thanks.
This is a different reaction to last time, I guess. Why was all of this when Rock died?
Last time we were in here or last time in town?
Just last time we were all together and even acknowledged. I feel like they didn't give a shit if we were the dirt on their shoe. Don't really get what's changed. I'm gonna stomp off and find a booth to sit in.
As you guys take a seat in one of the booths, Magaloy approaches and rests an arm on Ornifex's chair, leaning next to her. Nice to see you all back. How are things going? She starts to pick bits of wood chunks out of Ornifex's feathers.
Pex will when you see an animal like something, like when you scratch their heads or something, and just go a little bit down with her head into her shoulder and close her eyes a little bit. Well, things have been rough today.
You could almost say things had bark and bite, and I'll pick a bit of wood out of my fur. for emphasis.
You've been fighting trees?
Something of the sort, yeah.
Dangerous stuff.
But Magloy, like, sorry to bother you, but since you're over here, what's with the sudden change in atmosphere? Why do people seem to suddenly care about what we're doing? Plus, I feel like the town didn't care before. Is this how most people are feeling? Do they actually? Is there a sense of gratefulness now? Like, what are people saying in here?
People are always grateful. You went on a stage and said that somebody died. You made, of course, a bit of doubt, a bit of worry. People were trying to deny how dangerous it was, but when you went up and said that the newcomer to town was dead, it freaked people out. If anything, people are more grateful now because they know the risks.
Rock wasn't just an exchange for that knowledge, though. Sorry, I don't mean to bring everyone down. Sorry. Should we order drinks?
They order drinks, and then I wanted to try and bait Ornifex into talking about some of those personal scenes that she's had, both to remind her of them, but also to see if she's willing to bring the others into them. But yeah, she brings you your drinks and lingers for a little bit. Sort of leans in close to Ornifex. How's your head feeling? Is any of this blood from you? And sort of waggles your feathers a bit.
I think it's all mine. But I'm feeling better now. Vitruvius helped us a lot, and also Sesto. I think Sesto basically saved our lives today. And I will lift my glass to him. Cheers.
She grins. Well, that water's on the house then. She turns back to Ornifex. You had any more nightmares?
Not recently, no.
That's
Thank
good.
you for looking after me.
Of course. I've got to worry about you. Going into scary places.
Sorry to make you worry.
Well,
Wait, nightmares? What's this about nightmares?
Oh, yeah. I recently had a little bit more intense nightmare. But nothing to worry about, I think. I think it's fine. It's fine.
Was it just about the gauntlet? Or is it something else?
It was also about the gauntlets, but I also think we should, keep Sesto up to date now that he's here.
I'm gonna squint at you like, this isn't done.
And I will acknowledge it, but also gracefully ignore it.
I guess not. They spent the rest of the session role-playing in the tavern and catching Sesto up on everything that he'd missed since he'd been gone, and then we called it there. The Wood Golem fight took a large chunk of the session, so there's not really too much to talk about today. But the players had fun, and that's really all that matters. I won't rant about the Wood Golem anymore, but for the safety of your group, maybe fiddle with that splinter volley action. It's a bit overcooked, as it is. Thank you for watching. You'll find the links to all my stuff in the description. Please like and subscribe and comment if you want to support the channel. And please look forward to the upcoming tournament. Other than that, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.